Welcome to Backwoods Live Podcast, episode 122. So I'm usually not good at keeping up with numbers, but the irony of 122 just set into me earlier today that I have a guy that I really appreciate a lot. I've been following him for a while, watching his stuff. Mr. Joby Martin from Church of 1122. How are you, sir?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking time. I know you're a busy man, and honestly, I think since we tried to get the date and time on this podcast nailed down, it really got much busier since then.
Yeah. I go at it pretty hard, but man, I'm happy to be with you.
Man, I'm glad you could make it. Like I said, I've been keeping up with you for a minute, and it's crazy nowadays. I mean, and you know where you stand in this whole big scheme of things, but you also know the virality of your content and the clips that are all over social media and stuff. And but the thing to me is the guys young, my age, if you want to call us old or not. I mean, you and I are in the same ballpark there, but that have started talking to me, and I'll start talking about Jesus, and I start talking about God, and your name always comes up with guys that love to hunt. Like
Let's
you
go.
you have grabbed the outdoorsman in my and at least in the South Georgia area, there are buddies of mine that uh you got their attention, man, and that's an awesome thing.
Well, yeah, I say it all the time, man. I'm just a nobody willing to tell anybody about somebody that wants to save everybody. And I like to hunt a lot, more than you can imagine.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I think we can tie. We're pretty close. Pretty close. That's not a contest. We're just having fun, right?
No, no, no. Yeah, I just like to go. And I like for other people to go. And I don't care
Absolutely.
what kind of hunting they're doing, man.
Oh, I agree.
We need it's the dumbest thing when hunters are bagging on other hunters. You know what I mean? That makes
Yes,
sense. Like we're on the
absolutely.
same team, boys. Let's go.
And that's one thing. Well, I got lists of stuff to talk about. We don't have to stick to my script. I never do. I just talk.
Yeah.
I think I look at it like we're just sitting around a hunting camp, hanging out, getting to know each other, and that's kind of how a podcast should work if you really want to make accomplish something out of them. But you're right, man. The amount of hate that hunters throw on other hunters right now is just insane to me, and it's all brewed from that little thing that's a blessing and a curse of social media. And I mean, we could post videos of, and you and I both love to turkey hunt. I think we'd probably
Uh-huh.
do that as much as anybody on this planet. Um, it doesn't matter how I shoot a turkey. I can call one in for 7 miles. I can fan one in. I can use a decoy. I can never use anything whatsoever. I'm gonna do it wrong no matter what I do.
Yeah, I just don't really care what anybody thinks about how I kill my turkey. It's hard, dude. It's crazy. I got a little bit of turkey, got a little bit too, and
Mhm.
so beginning of the year, I mean, every call there was a response. They came strutting in, we got it done, and then I went about I don't know 2 almost 3 weeks, and I did not. Well, I'd hear him gobble on the roost, but I couldn't. I was like, I don't think people can kill turkeys. I mean, I know I've done it before, but I don't think I'll ever do it again. And then it just becomes impossible. And then I killed my last one in Georgia, man. Just, I never made a call.
Mhm.
I just, it was craziest thing. He wasn't roosted where he was supposed to be. It was about an hour after sunlight, and all of a sudden he comes walking down this road, gobbling his head off. And I just didn't say a word because he was coming my way, and I was as tickled to shoot him as I was the ones that I get to strut and all that kind of stuff. So whatever, man.
I tell everybody, if you want to be a great turkey hunter, get where they want to go.
Yeah, that's it.
You got it covered then, and
That's
that's
it.
I try to explain this to somebody not too long ago. I said, when we go out turkey hunting, we're telling them that we want them to do something that they don't want to do. So
Correct.
why in the world would they do it anyway?
Correct.
And
But it was
people
that
go,
one was so much fun because man, probably 2 weeks before that, I bet I made him gobble 150 times, man.
"Mm,
I could see a long way down a dirt road at our place. And again, he was supposed to be, he was supposed to be north and he was south. And I had three hens in front of me just messing around, so I couldn't move. And I mean, he hammered no matter what call I made, he hammered and hammered. But he just stood at the corner of his road, looking down there, just waiting for me to come to him, and he never would. So the next time, he messed up. Now he's in my freezer.
there you go." I love to eat them things too.
Me too, man.
Throw that guy on the smoker for a little while. Mm,
All my kids, I always make turkey nuggets, man. I can
mhm.
make it just about taste like Chick-fil-A. You know. Yeah.
So,
So that's what they always
well,
want.
everybody says Chick-fil-A's the Lord's chicken, so we got the Lord's turkey.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
Um, so just sticking on turkey hunt for a second. So I watched a podcast not too long ago with you on the Mossy Oak guys.
Yeah.
Did you finish your Grand Slam?
No, I haven't gotten to Rio. I didn't go out west this year at all. I
Okay,
was just everything I killed was Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. So
gotcha.
I've never killed a Rio.
Well, I'm inviting you right now to go with me. Period.
All right,
Hands down.
no
I've got a
problem.
ranch that we could kill them off the front porch if you want to. Let's just
I'll,
go murder them.
I'd be happy to do that too. Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We got to make that happen. It'll be a fun time. But with all that being said, you've hunted turkeys out west before. Miriam's, of course, if you've
Yeah,
done that. And I'll tell everybody, cutting my teeth growing up in Georgia and hunting North Florida. I live in just outside of Valdosta, Georgia, outside of Hayhira, and
okay,
I grew up in Cordell, Georgia. So I mean, I cut my teeth on red dirt roads and turkeys that don't want to do anything right. And
correct.
growing up, we would really hunt our family farm, and it's almost like we would hunt one turkey all season because that's the only one we had to hunt.
Yeah,
And of course, we got one gobbler. He's got 20 hens with him, and he doesn't want to do anything anyway. So my whole point with that is, and see if you agree with me. If you can kill a turkey down here, them out west don't stand a chance.
yeah. My son's a guide out. He works with this group called Fellowship Adventures,
Mhm.
run by a guy named Jeff Moore. He used to be in big Christian artist. He was in a band called Jeff Moore in the Distance.
Okay.
Anyway, they run a Christian hunting and fishing outfitter. They aim primarily at pastors and ministry leaders to try to help them stay in the game longer.
Mhm.
And in fact, I just got back from fishing with them in Canada like 2 days ago. So
Wow.
much fun. But during turkey season, they were in Nebraska, and about the third day, he called me. He's like, "Daddy, these are the dumbest, easiest things I've ever seen in my life." He's like, "I think I could kill them with a golf club."
and that's the thing that, and since we talked about Texas, or I don't know if we brought up Texas or not. I'm bringing up Texas either way, but
Yeah.
South Texas is where I learned that I'm the greatest turkey hunter to ever walk the planet because I tell this story all the time. The first time I went down there, in 3 days of turkey hunting, I called in. Now, this is not ones we just saw or we're sitting there and they just happened to walk by. I called it. They gobbled and came in 25 different gobblers in 3 days.
Oh my gosh.
And the ranch we're hunting on, they get turkey tags for the ranch, so you can't
Right.
just you can only shoot 25 turkeys off of 1,000 acres. I don't know, 10,000 acres, whatever it was. And
Right.
on that trip, I could only shoot one turkey. So I'm sitting here going, this is the redneck in me really wanted to come out and I did stuff that I was not proud of. It would be nasty, just
Yeah.
stacking up
Well,
gobblers left and right.
I need to go with you there then. That sounds
Well,
like my kind of place.
let's go. I mean, we'll do that. That's not a problem. But shifting gears a little bit, I didn't want to get too far deep into hunting side. You just had a book come out last week, right?
Yeah, I had a kid's book come out. It's my first children's book.
Yeah.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
The Big Brave Choice? Yeah, man. I'm excited about it. It's got the grandpa in the book is the guy that taught me how to hunt. The artist made it look like my dad. So
That's awesome.
it's funny when I sent him a picture. I was like, "Dad, you're gonna be in this kid's book I'm doing." He's like, "Son, I believe I got on the same shirt." And I was like, "Well, I've only seen you wear two of them, so odds are pretty good. Just a button-down flannel."
That's awesome. That's awesome. That sounds like my dad. I think he wears a button-down collared shirt every day of his life.
Every day. I think he showers in it. I think my dad showers in it.
And I'm a t-shirt guy, so we don't
Yeah.
ever wear the same clothes. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, and growing up in the outdoors, kind of, how did you did your dad install hunting into you? Is that kind of how you picked it up? Same way I did. I've never heard your history of kind of how you got into it.
Yeah, I don't think I knew a person growing up that didn't hunt. You
Mhm.
know, I grew up in a little town called Dillon, South Carolina, outside of Myrtle Beach. I got my first beagle when I was in the first grade, and then we raised a pack of dogs. We would rabbit hunt and squirrel hunt and dove hunt, and so I didn't start. Nobody had seen a turkey in the '80s in South Carolina. I don't think they existed then. And then I didn't really start deer hunting until maybe high school, and then we joined a deer club. We used to run dogs. In
Mhm.
fact, the first one I ever killed, it was the first time I was on stand by myself. I had a 20 gauge Mossberg, and they let the dogs right out by me, and I got tired, so I just laid down in the pine straw, went to sleep, and I was just apparently just laying on this deer trail. And I mean, I am all the way asleep. I was about 12 years old or something. And I wake, I'm dreaming that I hear dogs barking, and I wake up and there's a pile of does just running directly at me. And I'm terrified, man. I thought I was going to get in trouble because I was asleep. And so just, I wasn't even really trying to shoot her. I didn't want to get run over.
Mhm.
And so I just, from the hip, just kind of shot amongst them, and the doe just fell down right in front of me. That was the first doe I killed. And then a couple years later, I shot a buck. It's probably a 1.5-year old little scrub. Well, I guess it had to be 2.5, but it was a little 5-pointer. Could have fit in my pocket. And then now, my kids, they're spoiled to death because one of the neat things, just like that invitation you gave me, I get invited to hunt in all the cool places, and I say yes as much as I can. I got a friend named Bob who lives out in Texas, and he's got an incredible ranch.
Mhm.
And so I took my daughter 2 years ago. She was 14 to shoot her first buck. She killed a few pigs and a couple of does. She shot a 156-inch 8-pointer. I mean, this thing was. I mean, you know how big that's got to be as an
Yeah.
8. And yeah, man. So her experience is a lot different than mine growing up. But both my
Yeah.
kids hunt. My son, like I said, he's a guide now. He loves it. He came home. He was on a little break, so he's sitting over some corn right now, shooting some pigs in South Georgia
Heck yeah.
with one of his buddies. Yeah,
Well, and that's one thing I know you guys. The property you have is over on the Georgia coast, correct?
yeah, yeah. In Camden County, in
Okay.
Woodbine, Georgia. Yep.
Gotcha. That's not too far from where I'm at right now. I mean, it's a couple hours or so away, and then I have lease land over near McRae, Georgia. So
Okay.
kind of over in that area. But hogs are definitely an issue. We have, I mean, I think some places like I guess where y'all have it's just it's not an issue. It's just you're not going to get rid of them.
Yeah, we killed 200. We have 3,200 acres. Our church bought what used to be Cabin Bluff. I don't know if
Mhm.
you remember Cabin Bluff, but we
Yeah.
bought a part of it.
Okay.
So we own 3,200 acres that our church uses as a retreat center. So we
Mhm.
run retreats there all the time. We run about 2,011 22ers through there a year. It's just you hear from the Lord better in the woods. I do. So we take people out
Mhm.
there all the time. And when we first got it, I mean, we're never going to grow a big deer. We might flirt with a 130-inch deer.
Mhm.
Um, and at first I thought the pigs were a problem, but honestly, it's a blessing because like my son's he's with one of his best buddies right now who is not a hunter,
Mhm.
and he's going to get him on a hog or 2 or 3 or 4, and you can't mess it up, and you don't have to age them. It doesn't matter if it's a male or a female. And so we run all kind of retreats where fathers will take their kids. I ran a father-kid retreat 3 weekends ago, and I think 7 kids shot their first thing.
That's awesome.
And it's the best, man.
Yeah.
And if they don't make a good shot, no problem. The coyotes got to eat too. But it's.
Yeah.
And then I just use it. I bow hunted all summer just to kind of warm up,
Mhm.
for deer season.
Mhm.
Because it's easy to hit a bag at however many yards in your yard, but it's very different to get drawn back on a pig and all of that.
Well, and especially just doing that in the summertime, which is not like it's cool outside. You're out there, sweating to death,
Yeah,
and pigs have one of the best noses in the woods. So,
dude, to kill a big boar hog,
Mhm.
I mean, it's harder to do that just sitting in a stand than a nice buck, man.
I agree.
They'll treat it the same way. I
Yep.
mean, they will come in and circle downwind, or just like a big buck, he'll hear the feeder go off and they'll hang out in the edge of the woods and let
Mhm.
everybody else show up for a while first, and then they'll come in. But yeah, man, it's fun. We've killed since deer season ended the middle of January. We've killed like 140 pigs already this year,
Wow.
and it finally started raining again here in South Georgia, so now they're everywhere. I mean, they're everywhere. But I've also found one of the best ways, like if I've got some pretty good bucks showing up on a feeder and then the pigs run them off, I mean, you kill a pig there one evening, the next morning that big buck will be on that feeder.
Wow.
And so I do that all the time. Like I'll send my son up there and be like, "Hey, shoot a pig on that stand," and because I know I'm going to bow hunt it the next day.
You sneak in there.
Yeah,
All right, the buck's here for me. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. But dude, I'm telling you, like I said, I get to travel and hunt all kind of awesome stuff, and
Mhm.
you know, I love going to Texas. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
And like we said, I don't hate on any. There's no shame in my game to hunt a high fence Texas ranch where the
Mhm.
feeder goes off and 50 deer come out. I love it.
Yeah,
So if you don't like it, I don't care. Don't go. I'm going.
that's right.
But dude, I get just as shook up, probably more. I probably get more shook up at my place
Hmm.
because when a mature, like a 5.5 year old buck comes sneaking out of that swamp, I know this is it. This is my probably my one chance to see him this whole year, you know? And I've been feeding him and naming him and putting cameras everywhere trying to figure out where he's going, and he might score 120, 125 inches.
Yeah.
And I get, boy, I don't care. As long as it's a mature one. Or if I love shooting calls, man.
Hmm.
You get, you know, opening day last year, it was a 5.5, maybe a 6.5 year old buck, big old bodied deer for where we live. And he was just just a jacked up rack, and he'd had it from the year before too. And he was
Hmm.
the first one out. Dude, I was pumped to shoot him because they're so easily identifiable to you.
Yeah.
Like the moment you see him,
Hmm.
you know, I don't have to look at him for 10 minutes. I'm like, yeah, that's him.
I agree with you, man. Everything you said is spot on. I'm the same way with you. I'll go anywhere, hunt anywhere I have. I mean, not bragging, but look at my walls behind me.
Yeah,
These aren't all Georgia deer, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I've been blessed when I started doing Backwoods life at, I think I was like around 25 years old. I mean, I never dreamed that I would be able to get to go to places and see the things and do the things that I've been able to
yeah,
do. And now I'm like you. I like going with other people, seeing new stuff and those forth. But like you said, getting back home and finding a deer in Georgia or wherever you're from, that you can't kill a big deer if you don't. I mean, I say a big deer. You can't kill a 160 if there's not one there to kill.
correct.
So you can only hunt what you have. And so I'm in the same boat with you. We get an occasional 130, high 30s, 140s on our lease land over
Mm,
there outside of McRae. And ironically, I've never killed any of those. That's my dad and my wife that have killed
yeah,
those, but that's fine. That's what we do it for. But it's just different. Like you said, when you put in that work and you've done all the blood, sweat, and tears, as I call it, to grow those deer and to get them to that age and hopefully get a shot at them. Doesn't matter if they're 100 inches or 150 inches. It is what it is, you know.
yeah. We got good neighbors too at our place. We got state land that kind of borders us, which actually turns out to be great because the deer can't just go hide in there, and those juggers just, you know, everybody tromps through them and runs them all to our place, so that's
Right.
helpful. And then Brian Harmon, the pro golfer,
Hmm.
he owns a track next to us. Davis Love the third, the like Hall of
Okay.
Fame golfer, he owns
Yeah.
a track next to us. And then some of the elders in our church bought a few thousand acres. So that when you add everybody's up together, it's like 11 or 12,000 acres. And I mean, we all feed the same thing. We're all
Yeah.
shooting the same age class deer. We're trying to let them walk and grow. And
Yeah.
I think we'll be able to get them up into maybe high 130s, maybe 140s.
That's
That'd be a
awesome.
giant.
Yeah, for sure. And especially like the body size on those deer are there. What's your average buck weigh at 5 years old?
We can get some up to like 170 pounds,
Okay.
160 pounds. Yeah.
Pretty good sized deer. Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
funny thing. My dad on our lease over there, he killed a deer. It was just a clean wide 8 point. He scored 143. And we
Ooh.
joked because the deer weighed 153.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was rutted down so bad. This deer had been destroyed. Like, I think he fought everything in the neighborhood. He probably even
Yeah.
fought the hogs, but he had been run down so bad. And my dad always talks about it. I said, Dad, yeah, you killed a 143-inch 8 point over there. Oh, he didn't weigh but 153 pounds. I was like, it don't matter what he weighs, Dad, is what he's
That's some old guys, man. They don't care.
he's and he's always one that's like, he's not real wide. I was like, well,
Oh,
Dad, what's the difference between 18 and 20? That's 2 inches.
right. Right. Right.
He
Right.
just ain't wide. I'm like,
It don't matter to me, man. Especially, and that's partly why I bow hunt it, just to, you
Mhm.
know, I can only kill 2 bucks. So,
Right.
um,
Exactly.
although when we first got it, we started planting all these food plots and stuff.
Hmm.
It was kind of nice for the first time because, you know, before we got that property, I'd hunt a lot of public, and,
Yeah.
you know, I never had an opportunity here to sit in a redneck blind and be able to see 500 yards, you know,
Right.
unless you were sitting on a power line. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I'll shoot. I mean, I like to bow hunt the best, but whatever. I'll hunt however I can hunt them. That's all I'll do it.
I'm right there with you, man. I got into the long range shooting thing a few years ago,
Yeah.
and then I went to shooting school at McCorder Rifles here out in Dover, Georgia. and good friends of ours, and they've got 1,000 yard range. So they
Ooh,
walk you through and teach you how to shoot those long ranges. How to you don't even know how to hold a gun anymore when you get there and they teach you the right way to do everything. And
yeah,
so then I'm kind of like, okay, now I feel like I'm Chris Kyle when I leave this thing.
that's right.
And when I go out there, and it has made me a better shot, but I've not tested it out to 900 yards or something like that on a
Well,
deer.
that's where pigs come in, man.
Yeah.
I'm buddies with some guys at Christensen Arms, and
Okay.
so they got that new modern carbon rifle, and so I got one of those and a 300 Win Mag. And so, man, I put me a corn pile down the road. It was, I don't know, 600 yards just to try to shoot pigs. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I probably wouldn't shoot at a deer that far. I don't know, maybe. But when
Yeah.
a pig, a pile of pigs come in there, I'm like,
Oh
all
yeah.
right, here we go.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
My goal a lot of times when a pig's out there, just hit them in the pig.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
it.
If they
That's
go
it.
off, like you said, coyotes, buzzards, they got to eat too, man.
Yep, no doubt, man.
Um, so I guess, again, I've followed you for a while and listened to a lot of your clips and podcasts and stuff. And you write a lot of your sermons in the deer stand, right?
Yeah, if I'm not, almost all of them, if I'm here, that's what I'm doing. Occasionally I have to write one on an airplane because I'm traveling, but yeah, the over like 90% of them, yeah, I just write them in a deer stand.
Yeah.
I just hear from the Lord better,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get there early, pray,
Hmm.
and then when the sun comes up, get my Bible and my notebook out and go to work. And if so, I mean, because think about it, if you're deer hunting, I mean, you're just kind of sitting there.
Hmm.
So, and if a deer walks out, you just, put your Bible up and grab your bow and take your shot. And even then, sometimes I'm not finished. So it helps me be more patient because
Hmm.
I have a hard time after the shot just waiting. I know you're
Oh,
supposed to wait, but,
yeah.
I figure, no, I probably killed him. He's dead.
Yeah. I've seen me shoot. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think, you know, just tying in the outdoors and everything into what you do and what I feel there's just something about being out there. You see the world wake up. You see it as it's intended to be seen. In my opinion, you see it shut down. You see it wake up and everything in between. And to me, I know a lot of people and my hunting buddies are guilty of all of it. They sit there and they look at their phone the whole time and they do this and they do
Mhm.
that. And I just sit there. Like I don't look at my phone much unless somebody's, I got my great friends, they're gonna call or text at 5 p.m. knowing what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Hey man, you seen anything? Like, yeah, I'm working on that. Just leave me alone for about another hour and I'll let you know. But I don't know, man. I just feel that connection out there and just spending time with the people you care about a lot and being in the woods. I don't know, it's just a healing properties that I can't even describe out there.
Yeah, I always like to read the Psalms when I'm in the woods, I
Hmm.
mean, it's one thing to read, like, it's just different. The Psalms come across different when you're not breathing air conditioned air and looking at screens, right? But when you're sitting in the woods,
Hmm.
yeah, I love it. I do love the group text, though. I love to hunt vicariously through everybody else. I
Right,
mean, I
right,
love when I got a big group and that first guy's like, all right, I got a doe walking. And you think,
right.
all right, well, they're walking somewhere, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Or you
I
hear a
mean,
shot and you're like, who
yeah.
shot? And,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've got the buddies that go, hey, the neighbor just shot. I'm like, well, okay, it's deer season. I can't do nothing about that. Well, I wonder what they shot. I don't know. Well, if we know them, we'll find out. If not, and the deer you're
right,
hunting don't show back up again, he's gone. Hunt another one.
right.
It'll be all right. I promise you.
It was fun.
Um, but I also, does your wife like to hunt? I was gonna ask you that.
Nope. I mean,
No.
she is perfect, man. She's like hunting adjacent. She loves to eat it.
Hmm.
She loves to cook it. She loves that I do it. And about, I don't know, twice a year, if the weather is absolutely right on, like a, November afternoon,
Hmm.
she'll go sit in the stand with me. But inevitably, we'll go sit in the stand. I'm like, babe, we need to do some doe patrol because we hadn't killed enough does. And then the doe walks out, and I'm like, all right, cover your ears. And then sure enough, the little yearling will come out. And she's like, wait a minute, that's his baby? I'm like, well, it'll be okay. She's like, nah, you ain't shooting that one. I'm like, all right, well, I guess we're just going to
Mm.
watch the sunset together.
It was fun. That's
I was in Argentina this year on a red stag hunt, and she
okay.
came with me on that, and that was awesome. I was like, babe, just pretend like you're working out because we're going to be up and down the mountains.
Yeah.
And I think we did about 12 miles that day, and I shot
Mm.
a pretty good one.
Yeah,
She
I
was
saw.
with me.
I think I
That was
saw.
fun.
She posted some pictures of it. I think I
Yeah,
saw.
yeah,
I
yeah,
saw on her
yeah.
Instagram. Yeah, I was going to tell you that's. I've not done Argentina.
Dude, go.
I've had some buddies that have, and they said it's awesome.
Dude, it's my favorite rifle hunt I've ever done in my life.
Really?
Because it's kind of like, I mean, it's sort of like elk hunt. You don't really call them, but they're roaring and going
Hmm.
crazy, and they are skittish like a turkey, man.
No joke.
It is not like an elk. I mean, like, if they see the truck at 1,000 yards, they're running to chili. They're gone. I mean, so it's a lot of
Wow.
crawling and using the topography to get around, and yeah, it's pretty great. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
fun.
awesome, man. I guess and that terrain's kind of it's pretty rough down there, right?
Yeah, it's like desert high country.
Okay.
So the elevation's no problem, but I mean, it's just mountains. It's straight up and down mountains.
Wow.
You gotta get ready like you're doing a Colorado elk hunt.
Dang. Okay. Well, I got to think about that when I got hit the gym a little bit harder and get my pack on and stuff. You
And
know.
while you're doing it, it seems you're like, how does anybody ever kill one? But they're everywhere. I mean,
Really.
every person in our group shot more than one. What was great about where we are is they were trying to call a bunch out. You know, especially the way the stag's antlers grow. If they don't crown out and it just makes like a sharp sword kind of thing, when they
Mhm.
fight, they'll kill each other.
Okay.
So if you see one of those, they just want you to take it out, man. And so
Huh.
they're just as big, they're just as old, they're just as, awesome. I don't care. They look good. So
Yeah.
actually, I got a bunch of them over there right now, a bunch of skull mounts that I'm going to put up.
Nice. Huh. I didn't think about that. Would they? I guess they will if they have that sharp point. It just gets nasty, huh?
Oh, yeah, they'll absolutely murder each other.
They are the guy with a knife at a gunfight.
That's it. That's it.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, that's definitely on my bucket list. I get to go to. I've been asked to go to Africa a bunch of times, and I just haven't bit the bullet and done that one.
Bro, you
I,
got to do it, man. It's the best thing ever, especially if you're a bow hunter.
yeah.
It's crazy. Like the African animals, they're so different than ours. Like, I mean, you'll be eating breakfast and the sun's coming up, and you're like, "Didn't we miss it?" And they're like, "Nah, they don't really get up and get moving until it gets warm, you know." And we sit in a blind. They call it a hide over a water hole,
Hmm.
and there might be 12 different species that come through.
Hmm.
Yeah. Once you do it, you'll be ruined because it's
Yeah.
so much fun, man.
I've got literally all my hunting buddies have gone and done it. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm weird, I guess. I look at it from like, man, there's still a lot of deer and elk and mule deer and antelope and stuff I want to shoot here that I haven't done yet. But I've done all that and I still just don't. I don't know. I got to get up and do it. I'm just lazy, getting
Yeah,
lazy.
we found a partner in South Africa. It's a ministry, and we plant churches with them. So I
Mhm.
take a bunch of guys every other year, and because you can't bring the meat back. I mean, we
Right.
eat some of it in camp,
Hmm.
but it's great because like the village chief comes in or the pastor comes in every day from the different churches,
Hmm.
and we supply them with all the meat, and it's just a win-win that this ministry put together out there.
Yeah, and that's a lot of time we were talking about hate on social media stuff earlier. The people when you go hunt, especially Africa, they don't realize what the meat is used for. They
And
just see you
bro,
shoot a giraffe and think, oh my gosh, you shot a giraffe. That's at the zoo, you know.
they eat every piece of it.
Hmm.
I mean, they literally like cut out the stomach, drain it, and somebody's walking home with the stomach.
That's wild.
I mean, I mean, everything,
Unreal.
every intestine, I mean, everything, man. I'm not kidding. They like boil the bones and get the marrow out of it. I'm being
Wow.
serious. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Imagine how big a pot you got to have to do a giraffe leg.
Yeah, I know, right? I haven't killed a giraffe yet. That does seem kind of, I don't know. I
Well,
killed a zebra though.
dude, I've had zebra meat before. That's some of the
It's
best meat I've ever had.
delicious.
Unreal.
Yeah, I
Unreal.
took my son to Africa a couple years ago when he graduated high school, and Gretchen was like, "Don't kill a zebra," and I was like, "Okay." And then he shot one. She's like, "I said don't kill a zebra." I was like, "I didn't, but I can't. I'm not stopping your boy." So
we're,
it was great, man.
we're
I
talking
mean, the
about.
hardest part is getting out there.
Oh, 100%. Everybody says the
Yeah,
flight's terrible, but it takes a long time, but it's worth it when you get there.
dude, it is worth it. I mean, the amount of animals is unbelievable. All day, just middle of the day, just it's incredible.
You just hunt till you get
And
tired.
we sit in these real big. I mean, it's like a huge redneck blind, but
Hmm.
they like build them out of concrete or something.
Hmm.
And we'll have two people and a guide. Well, I've been long enough with them. They just let me because the good thing about them is like with the exotics. I mean, you can tell what a mature one is,
Hmm.
and they all kind of look the same. So you're not really looking for anything particular. Like a zebra's a zebra, and blessed bok is a blessed bok, you know, because they're a
Yeah. Yeah.
lot of spiral antelope kind of things. And
Yeah.
so, like if me and you were hunting, and I might have a small list of things I haven't shot yet, and you hadn't shot anything yet. So when it comes in, you just kind of decide, and then we'll just film it on our iPhones when our buddies are shooting. It's so much fun, dude. Here's what's crazy about that place too. I'm sitting there with my son, and I don't know, an Impala comes through. He shoots it. It runs off dead. We get down. The truck comes. We walk over there, take pictures, load it up, get right back in the same stand. 45 minutes later, here comes a wildebeest. I shoot it with my bow. We call the guys. The truck comes, take pictures. I mean, think about all that. Like, we're walking through there. We're blood trailing. We're not being quiet. You take pictures. You load it up in a truck. It's loud. They drive off, get back in the stand. An hour later, here comes some zebra. You shoot one of those. I mean, it's like a stand's never done, man, because they're plains games. So they're just wandering around all day.
Yeah. They're
Looking
like,
for
okay,
some
whose
water.
turn is it to go in? Who picked number 12? All right, you're up
Yeah.
next. Let's go.
That's it.
That's all.
But I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, again, everybody said bow hunter's dream place to go, no doubt.
Yeah, you got to do it.
We were talking about giraffe a while ago, just for a second. A buddy of mine, they went down and hunted Africa and did this big tours and stuff. This was this past year, and he took his wife and two kids, and both of his kids like to hunt. His wife hunts a little bit, but they're riding around and looking at stuff. And his daughter, he's like, well, what do you want to shoot? She's like, I don't know. I may not shoot anything. And so he said, okay, well, whatever you want to do. They ride around and they see these giraffe out there, and she stops him and taps him on the shoulder and goes, hey, can I shoot one of them? And he's like,
let's go.
You want to shoot a giraffe? And she's like 14, 15. She's like, you want to shoot a giraffe? And she's like, yeah, I want to do it. And she said, all right, here you go. Head shoots this giraffe at like 200 yards, just folds him up. He sends him this video. He's like, hey, just watch this. And I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh. What?
Dude, you don't realize how huge they are. I mean, they are. I mean, it's hard to, they're enormous.
It's like a redwood falling on when I watched the video. It's just unbelievable.
It makes a cool mount too, man. Because the lodge we stay in has one, and it's like a big open den, 2-story, and the neck, like the shoulder of it is about eye level, and the head goes all the way up 2 stories high, man. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've seen a few at different hunting plantations and stuff, and I don't know. I don't know if I could shoot one, but you're right. I mean, they're pretty cool though to see in person. You get a gauge on how big everything really is when you see it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was actually turkey hunting in Texas. It's been years ago. My dad and I, we were actually turkey hunting with Daryl Singletary, the country singer, passed away several years ago. But we were at this lodge, and I'm very bad about just rambling on about stuff, but we were at this hunting lodge, and this guy that owned the hunting lodge, he had to be 95 years old. And we go up, we meet him, and we walk through, and he has got this big elaborate trophy room. He's got everything you can think of, exotics and blah, blah, blah. And we walk into the back room, and dude's got a woolly mammoth in the corner, a saber-toothed tiger.
Oh my gosh.
I said, man, I knew you were old, but I didn't think you were that old. But anyway, I said, where in the world did you get that? He said, man, you'd be surprised what you find out here in Texas on these old rigs.
Dude.
It's great.
Yeah, I love hunting Texas. I love it. I mean, to bow hunting deer is my favorite. Well, I don't know. Elk's is right up there with it too. Bow hunting elk. I'm doing that this year. But I love, especially at a Texas ranch, when you're tagged out on your buck and then you chase exotics. Dude, I love it. In fact, the one request, my wife's like, you can go to Texas, shoot whatever you want, but you have to shoot a Neil because she just loves the meat.
So good.
It's the best. That's why I got one right there.
There you
go. Yeah, I killed that one with a bow. Okay. I just got lucky. Because they don't come to corner anything.
Yeah, they're grazers and they're slick too.
Dude, I was just sitting in a blind, and I think a bunch of stuff was walking through, and I guess this cow was just in heat, and I could see her coming through the woods, and she was coming my way, and so I switched broadheads and to like an iron wheel, for the penetration, and I got it all set, and he just came trotting through, and I put it right in the crease, got to pass through. It was incredible, man.
That's awesome.
Those things are like 500 pounds.
Yeah. We hunted them down in South Texas before, and like you said, they're not really. You got a spot and stalk them, or you could do it like
Yeah.
we did. We just got in the Jeep and we drove and drove and drove. And when you saw them, they get in high gear really quick, and you got to shoot
Yeah,
them
dude.
really fast.
And then once they get going, it's like they don't quit running until tomorrow.
Exactly. They'll run until they get tired, which is never.
But it's fun, dude. I mean, they're huge
Mhm.
and they look weird and they taste good. That's a good
That's exactly,
combo.
that's right. That's spot on. With everything. Biggest spike you'll ever see in the woods.
No doubt. Big, yeah. North Florida 11 pointer. That's what we call them.
Exactly. But you're right, man. We've hunted Texas. I was going through a bunch of old pictures on my computer today, kind of sorting some things out and Dropbox, blah blah blah. But we've been hunting Texas since like I think my first trip was 2008. Is the first year I went to South Texas, and I remember going out there deer hunting, and my dad was with me. We're sitting in this blind videoing, and a buck walks out, and I'm like, oh gosh, there's a pretty good buck. He was 8 point, and he turned to walk away from us. And I was like, oh my gosh, look how wide this deer is. He's wider, way outside his body. I said, I'm shooting this
Yeah.
deer. I shoot him and he runs off. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't even know what to do. And I get down, we go in there and track him. And it was about an 18-inch wide 8 point. The daggone
Yeah.
deer were just so small
Yeah.
body
No
wise.
doubt.
But ever since then, I mean, I was like, okay, you go spread corn, the feeder goes off, and deer just come out of everywhere. I'm like, I don't know where else a redneck would want to be.
Yeah, I mean, on an average, on an average South Texas hunt, you see more deer per sit than I see my whole year in South Georgia.
That's for sure.
I mean, for real,
That's for
man.
sure. I took my dad to South Texas this past January, and we're on some friends of ours have a lease on the King Ranch, and we went
Ooh,
down there, and it's incredible. I mean, I don't know how to describe it, but my dad, I've been going for I don't know 6 or 8 years down there, and I've shot a lot of nice bucks, and I go in there and usually shoot just culls, which I mean culls to them are giants for us in
I
Georgia,
know. Yeah.
Took dad down there and I said, okay, dad, I've told you about this place for so many years. You get to see it now. And literally the first morning he just looked at me and he said, I do not believe this. You don't, until you see it and you see how many, you'll see 100 bucks before
Correct.
lunchtime. I mean, easy.
I tell you though, it helps you learn how to age a deer, because every age class is standing out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, that's a mature one. You're like, well, no, he's just 4.5 because there's
Mm-hmm.
5.5 and there's 6.5. I
That's
mean,
right.
you can just see every age class.
And it's a great learning curve, like you said, because usually in January they're post rut, and that's when we usually goes in January. So they're
Yeah,
run down real bad. So you can't look at them like we do. Our deer, like, oh, he looks like a Brahma bull when he walks out, big belly,
yeah,
big neck.
yeah.
They're all beat up and poor looking. But then that's where I learned from Mike that I hunt with. He said, man, you got to look at his jawline, you can look at his eyes, you can look at all these other things, and you bring that
Or
back
it's
home, and you go, man, that makes a
yeah,
lot of sense now.
or it's in South Texas, those tarsal glands. I
Mhm.
mean, when it starts running down the leg, it's 5.5. When it's just a
Exactly.
circle, it ain't. It's 4.5. You know.
And you're right. You're hitting the nail on the head with that. I mean, it runs from that tarsal gland down their toes and everywhere. And
Correct.
if you ever
Yeah.
grab one, you got a whole new level of stink on you after that one.
Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, I bow hunt them there too. It's so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I just enjoy it because my wife and I joke all the time. I mean, all of our family lives here in South Georgia and from here. But I said, if it wasn't for our family ties here, I probably would live in Texas because I could go hunt something every day of the year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I had, I don't know how I'd get it, but if I had a bunch of money somehow, that's what I'd be. I'd have me a South Texas ranch, man,
100%.
because
I
it
don't see how
is.
anybody that has one just goes back and forth. I'd have to I'd probably just be like, you know what, y'all just find me there if you need me.
Yeah, yeah. And then a couple of times I've done the helicopter thing where you shoot hogs and
Yeah.
you know
Yep.
coyotes and bobcats out of a
Yeah.
helicopter.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun too,
That's
man.
fun. Yeah. I got a buddy up in outside of Austin, Texas. He uh he flies a helicopter for Red Bull and does all their video stuff. And
Okay.
but this dude's like a fighter pilot in a helicopter pulling all that off. But the same thing, do the hogs out of that thing is it's insane.
Yeah, the first time I did it, I went first, so I didn't realize because when you're in the seat, you're just thinking about what you're shooting at.
Hmm.
And bro, we were just shooting Remington 1100s with like double alt buck or something in it. That's what we were
Hmm.
shooting with. It was great.
Yeah.
And first pig we get on, as soon as we got on him, I start firing, and the pilot pulls up. He's like, "Hey man, he ain't gonna get away. I'll get you right there on him. You don't have to." I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." But then when I watched the next guy, I did not realize like what that helicopter was doing that I was hanging out of.
Mhm.
And it's not like I had some kind of great harness on. You just got like a little Honda Civic seatbelt just holding you in, man.
Yeah, no
You're
doubt.
hanging out that thing shooting. It's fun though.
I go, hey man, have y'all tested this thing lately?
I know, right? It's amazing what they can do in that helicopter
Oh,
though.
it's crazy what those guys that know how to fly them things can do.
And the bucks that we would see,
Hmm.
and because the manager would ride around with us, and he's like, "Yeah, I've never seen these bucks before in my life. You know,
Hmm.
they find places on this ranch to hide, and if you don't flush them with it, and so he's up there like doing a count,
Hmm.
and I'm just blasting pigs.
So if your deer doesn't get in the way,
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, they're real proud of them.
yeah, they are. I promise you that. Um, I don't- I got some questions written down, man, but I don't know. I mean, I hate sticking to a script. Like we're just talking about hunting and stuff is what we love to do. But I always pose some guys like if I'm at a hunting camp, we're sitting around. Um, I say, man, I ask everybody, all my guys this. I said, if we're sitting around this campfire and enjoying creation like we are, and lots of time we're in the middle of nowhere, can't hear anything, can't see anything but some stars and some fire. I was like, man, what if Jesus was sitting next to us? What do you think he'd be talking about the hunting with us, or what? What I don't know. I just thinking outside the box on stuff.
Well, he was a carpenter, and he picked a bunch of mostly fishermen to follow him around. So I don't think he'd be talking about what people are saying on social media. I think he'd be, I mean, he's a man's man. There ain't no doubt about it.
That's right. I agree, man. And a good buddy of mine, his name's Davey Ferraro. He just finished up seminary at Asbury in Kentucky not too long ago, and he's actually in guide school, I think in Montana right now. So
Oh wow.
that's pretty cool. He's really excited about that. I talked to him the other day, but he just felt like that's where the Lord was leading him to Montana. They've been out there several times, making a bunch of connections. So he's got a really cool story with all that. And I did a podcast with him a couple weeks ago, and we've known each other forever, but we always talk back and forth about different stuff, and we always say, yeah, everybody go to church by all means and fellowship and enjoy, being there with everybody. But Jesus would reach so many people just walking down the street, just walking through the roads and through the woods and just running across people. And I don't know, I feel like the outdoors is a good way to kind of live that angle, if you will.
Well, yeah, like I mean, you mentioned Mike Dragich, our
Mhm.
mutual friend. I mean, he started a ministry called Project Savior Outdoors,
Mhm.
where he got back from Afghanistan, and all of his Marine buddies were killing themselves,
Yeah.
and so he was like, "These people need Jesus. The best way to meet him is go hunting." And so he just takes veterans and first responders that are struggling mentally,
Hmm.
just takes them out in the woods and gets them surrounded by a bunch of brothers and introduces them to Jesus. We do the same thing at 1122.
Hmm.
I run a bunch of we call them encounters here because I want people to encounter an animal, encounter the Lord.
Yeah.
And it's just something about, man, you get a guy that just is, sitting in that boardroom all day, every day, breathing air conditioned air, looking at screens, going over a report, whatever he's doing. And you just get him out in the woods and let them read their Bible a little bit and watch the world wake up, and then sit around a campfire and just talk about life.
Hmm.
And it's amazing what happens in the heart of a man when he gets out there and does that.
Well, and it's also you peeling back the layers of them onions on that
Yeah.
onion. You know what I mean? It's just you're sitting there and I don't know, man. Whenever you can decompress and relax like that, and just sit there, and we've all sat around campfires, probably way too many hours during the night, just talking about stuff and whatever. But you know what I mean, guys. We don't have a lot of time to do that. As being men, we most of us have the pressures of the world on our shoulder, and we feel like we got to provide for our families, and we got to be in charge of everything. And then I'm super guilty of it. I want to figure out everything on my own and try to make things happen when I need to let things happen. It's just like hunting. That turkey, you got him out there at 75 yards, and nowadays with people with TSS could just smoke him at 70 yards. But I kind of like to get him a little closer. But you know, you're trying to make him do something, and you're just working so hard, so hard, and so hard to make him do something when you just need to let him do something.
Yeah, and most men build friendship shoulder to shoulder. You got to do something together.
Hmm.
Most women build it face to face, right? They just
Right.
go, whatever, sip tea and look at each other and talk about stuff. But it's better if we go do something together, go fish or go hunt, sit
Hmm.
around the campfire. Even the campfire, you're not really looking at each other. You know what I mean? Everybody's
Yeah.
looking at the fire.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, you got to know that Jesus and the disciples spent a whole lot of time around a campfire.
Yeah. For
Yeah,
sure. For sure. And that's, I don't know, man. It's just, I've been spinning on my heart for a while. And like I said, I'm just throwing stuff out there that's on my mind and my heart right now to let people listen to. And just to share that hunting camp environment with more and more guys, invite people to sit there and whether you've ever been to church or not been to church, doesn't matter. Just come sit there and hang out and I think your eyes will be open a little bit, especially getting out in the woods and you see a deer walk by, whether you shoot one or not, or you hear a turkey gobble. I mean, you can't do that without knowing that, man, we are in part of something way bigger than ourselves and we can ever imagine until we see those gates, man.
man, I took a group of pastors a few weeks ago. We had about 20 pastors that I'm mentoring from all over the country. And these are younger guys. Everybody's about 10 years younger than me, and they all got big, exciting ministries. And we meet at the retreat center, and we took them hog hunting. And I took this guy named Matt Tuning. He lives in Boston,
Mhm.
and he'd never been hunting in his entire life. I mean, showed up in like basketball shorts and tennis shoes. I was like, that's fine. We're just pig hunting.
Mhm.
And he shot a hog, and that dude is like, I don't know what is happening to me, man. He's like, I am hooked. I mean, about a 40-pound pig, you know? And I was like, dude, I told you, you didn't. I mean, it's in you, man. It's in you. Like when God created, I learned this from John Eldridge in Wild at Heart. When God created Adam, he created him in the wilderness and placed him in the garden. He was created in the garden. Adam was created in the wilderness, man.
Mhm.
And so there is something about our origin when we get out into the woods, at least for me, that just comes alive in a way that's just different than sitting in a meeting or
Mhm.
even watching a ball game. And I mean, go dogs. I love
Go
them.
dogs.
Yeah, I love sports as much as any other human.
Mhm.
And I hope the Bulldogs win the College World Series, man.
Yeah.
But there's something about just sitting out in those woods. Even, some of the guys that, even if they didn't get a shot, like they saw a few deer walk through, and they just, they loved it. And
Yeah.
these pastors didn't even know that was an opportunity or that was available. So,
And that's another thing you think about as a hunters and outdoorsman. We know what can we teach the church? What can
oh,
we can carry that over into the church.
bro, the number I ought to have sponsors for the amount of men I've gotten into hunting around here, because even these guys are busy and they need some real fellowship in their life. They
Mhm.
need some real mat carriers. That's what we call them here. Because in Mark chapter 2, there was a man on the mat who was paralyzed. He had 4 friends pick up the corner and carry him to Jesus. And so we
Mhm.
say every man needs 4 men in their life, and when you find yourself on the mat, they'll carry you to Jesus.
Mhm.
And I got all these guys, they'd never been hunting before in their life, but they'll just go because they know they need that kind of brotherhood.
Mhm.
And then sure enough, man, I mean, we got some stone cold killers by the end of the week, and they got all the gear, and
Mhm. That's
I ought to
awesome.
be a broker for bows and rifles and camo.
Yeah, we could open up Pastor Joby's Gun Emporium down here
Yeah,
in
that's dude.
Jacksonville, Florida.
I know. Tell me about it.
And like I said, from following your stuff, I know you and Tim Tebow are good buddies.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
does Tim like to hunt?
No, all he
Okay.
does is work out and eat meat and save children and
Well, that's all
be
right. Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
that's all right. Yeah, that's awesome that he does that. Somebody actually was asking me about that the other day. He said, "Man, have you seen all the kids that Tebow's foundation has saved?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
it's amazing. Well, that
unreal."
dude does. It's unbelievable the way he's leveraged his platform.
Yeah,
And listen, man, when he was in college, I couldn't stand that dude.
yeah. He played against Georgia. We had Stafford Tebow battle.
Yeah, yeah. And then he broke Herschel's record against us, and then
Mhm.
kneeled and prayed. I was like, get up off the. But and then when he finally made it to the NFL, I could root for him. But yeah, I've
Mhm.
known him for a long time. He's the best. He's the best human I've ever met in my life, man. I
That's
mean,
awesome.
seriously, he's
Yeah,
incredible. Yeah.
that's great. That's great. Great to hear that, man. Um, yeah, I don't know. That kind of derailed my conversation. I don't know why that popped in my head. That's just me being a squirrel. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you, who does hunt a lot? Colt McCoy, the old Texas
Yeah,
quarterback.
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I've gotten to be buddies with him lately. He's a good old Texas boy. He loves the
Yeah,
deer hunt. Um,
that's awesome.
I'm trying to put together a hunt with him this next year
Cool, cool,
because he
man.
has access to everything in Texas. He's
I was
kind of
gonna
the
say,
Tebow of Texas.
yeah, that's it. When you're ingrained in the Texas world of sports, especially football, you're
Yeah.
gonna have a lot of doors open. Ranches
Yeah,
everywhere.
he's a good one. He's a good one.
That's cool. Well, so the Cabin Bluff property
Yeah.
that I remember that growing up and again being a turkey hunter. Is that the property where the owner used to bring in all the turkey call makers?
Yep.
Like it was like the first weekend of turkey season. All these I mean legendary call makers, and I used to collect a bunch of turkey calls. I got some pretty good ones, but they used to all go in there and they'd all hunt together like that opening weekend of turkey season, right?
Yep. That's right. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a pretty great place. We got a great turkey population. We manage it pretty hard now. Like we kill every pig we can find, but we manage the turkey population as hard as we can. You know.
Yeah. Are you at the point now where you use binoculars and say, okay, his spurs aren't long enough. I'm gonna let him walk.
No, I'm not at that point. Like I said, man, you feel like, you know, opening day, I was guiding for a guy and called one in easy and he killed him. And I mean, I was just cruising and then I'd killed one, but even the first one I killed was, I mean, it was hard, man. I couldn't get on him, man, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I ain't proud. And I just hunt with a shotgun. A lot of guys bow hunt them, but I
Mhm.
don't want to sit in the blind and just wait for them to come to a decoy. I like to run and gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only I've killed one gobbler with a bow, but I was bow hunting in South Dakota,
Hmm.
and I mean a big old flock just comes walking by,
Mhm.
and I text the guide. And 'cause he had just texted me and said, "You see anything?" I was like, "I got a bunch of turkeys under me." He goes, "Dude, you have a turkey tag?" And I was like, "Give me a second." This was fun, man. And so I shoot this turkey, and it it took off flying, but it looked like my golf swing. It was just a big old slice, and just kind of went into the woods. And I was
Mhm.
like, "Well, how am I gonna find that?" And but he was glassing it way. I mean, he was probably a mile away up on this big ridge, just
Mhm.
watching everything, you know.
Mhm.
And he's like, I saw right where it went. So we get down, and he had a little Coleman fryer on the back of his truck. And I mean, it was so cold. I mean, it was South Dakota in November. You know, it
Mhm.
was freezing cold. And I was going to sit all day.
Mhm.
And we got down and breasted that thing out, and he fried it up. We just ate it off the tailgate, and I went and got back in the stand. That was one of my favorite turkeys of all time, man.
That's awesome.
That was the best turkey I've ever had
Yeah. I'm
because it was
like you.
hot too.
No doubt. Fresh out of the breast
Yeah.
is the way to do it. And I'm like you though. I'm not proud of any way I have to shoot a turkey. I will. I've shot them out of the tree. I've shot them flying. I've shot them running. I've shot them on
Yeah.
the second shot flying. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I try to give them a sporting chance every once in a while. And my
That's
dad
right.
has actually shot. He hunts with a 410. That's all he'll hunt with. And I think after this past turkey season, he has now shot 7 gobblers. He shoots an over and under 410 with no chokes, just a straight full barrel. He has killed 7 gobblers on the second shot with his over and under 410.
Oh
Misses
my
them on the first
gosh.
shot and shoots them flying on the second shot. And I
That's
told him, I said, well,
incredible.
I just need to start flushing them up for you. You can just kill them on the first shot then, right?
That's incredible, man.
Well, he grew up true South Georgia quail hunter, so I guess that's the way
Oh
he,
yeah, yeah.
you
So it's
know,
more natural for him.
yeah, he's killed more whitetail deer than EHD has, but you know, when it comes to flying stuff, he's pretty good at that too.
Yeah, I mean I use a 12 gauge with TSS and 3.5-inch shells and got a red dot, and my
Mm-hmm.
gun looks like it's that Mossberg 835. Looks like a zombie. Dude, it will kick you in the face though.
I
I mean
promise you, will.
seriously.
I got one.
I don't think about it when you're hunting, but man, at the beginning of the
Mm-mm,
year when I gotta just make
mm-mm,
sure that little red dot's still on,
mm-mm.
I
Yeah,
dread it. I mean, I sit down. I'm like, Lord, please let this thing be patterned right, so I don't
you're
have
right.
to
I do
shoot
not
it
want to
again.
shoot this more than once. Promise you that.
No doubt. So you
That's
better
a
make it
fact.
count.
That's a fact, man. Well, Pastor Joby, thank you, man. I know you don't have a whole lot of time. You got other obligations and sit here and talk hunting with me, but it has been a true pleasure, my friend.
Man, nice to meet you face to face. Hey, yeah, reach out to me. We'll go hunting. 100%.
For sure. I'll get you my phone number somehow. Well, I
Okay.
don't. And also another thing, before we wind this thing up, I was going to say, I'd love to do any kind of video that we could for YouTube or our television show or whatever, to get involved with outdoors with you guys.
Okay.
Somehow. I don't know what that would entail, and I don't want
Well,
to
I'll
step
just
on.
come up there and we'll go hunt together.
Well, that's a great start. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
I'd love
mean,
to.
Yeah.
I don't video much of my stuff. I mean, I'm usually just hunting by myself, but
Yeah.
I'd love to just to have it on camera so I could rewatch it 100 times. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. After 20, gosh, 22, 23 years, I don't even know how to hunt by myself anymore. I've had a camera guy or somebody with me my whole time. I sit by myself and I feel it's kind of awesome at times, but other time I feel
Yeah.
like, man, this doesn't feel right. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think I would be the worst TV guy ever because I'd draw back and they'd be like, "I don't have him." I go, well, "I do," because I, I think that'd be so hard for me to
You sound just like
have to
me
make.
because I'm the same way, especially when a turkey's coming in. Because when they get into death circle, I call it, I know he's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah.
die. My camera guy goes, wait, wait, wait,
Oh,
let him beat up the decoy some more. I'm like, bro, you don't understand who you're. I'm ready to make this thing go to heaven.
yeah, because you don't. I mean, any second he could just decide I'm done with this and be
Mm,
gone.
exactly. But these young guys, they try to tell us old timers how to do stuff.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see.
Well, thank you again, sir. I really enjoyed it, and we'll keep in touch for sure.
All right, 10-4, man.